just trying to...
Hey, we got two more brothers coming down the hall. Brothers!
Help you out.
Let them come in and help you out, Paul. I don't even know what they do around here. I'm just walking by. All right.
That there has to be more accountability in the black community about problems that are inherent in that community, and not so much putting the blame on white people and and slavery. Yeah. That's all I was saying, Paul.
Yeah, put the blame on Mame.
Blame what? What?
Put the blame on Mame.
Put the blame on Mame.
Yeah, you know that's right.
Oh, that's pretty good. Is that a CCR song?
I like that. No, it's not a CCR song.
Is it the band? What is it?
You know, it does seem that, you know, you were shoving some of those issues off on Whitey, and I had to step up because I'm a quarter white, you know.
That part of you got you crazy.
Yes, I'm crazy. I know.
And the black half of you said, "Oh, Paul, let's just stop and go eat at Sylvia's. Let's go to Sylvia's."
I feel like walking in true romance.
We got some African princesses outside the studio. Want to bring them in, Paul? What's up? Come on in, help us out. No? All right. Who was that?
What do you think of, because you talk about Cosby, too, and Cosby was a great comedian. What always kind of bugged me about him is that he spoke one way on stage, and he was mom and pop, and it was very, very funny family stuff. And then off stage, he had definitely a different way of talking. And, you know, again, Pryor spoke through his work. You talk about that in the book. Do you like Cosby, or do you kind of wish he had talked more about race in his act, or more than real him?
He did what he did. I've known Bill Cosby since I was 18 years old, maybe 17.
But I'm saying, do you like him as a comic, or do you wish that he had done, would you have respected him more as a comic if he had kind of brought more of his real
what he
life
did,
into
he
it?
was good at what he was doing. He was a storyteller. He was funny. All this stuff was funny. Cosby was very funny. I mean, I always thought he was funny. I mean, he wasn't as funny as Richard, but Richard was into him. I mean, Richard just worshipped him.
There's a great interview with Pryor.
Oh, yeah.
And a great interview with Pryor. It was shot on the set of Stir Crazy. And you could tell that they had done the interview. Richard was with this guy. They had done the interview in the morning, and I think the sound didn't work. And then so the guy came back in the afternoon, and I think Richard had tipped a few back and was a little drunk. And do you know the interview I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It's that seems to me to be what Pryor was like to be around. He was kind of intense. He was very funny, very smart, cutting, and kind of almost uncomfortably aggressive.
But unpredictable.
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't really predict him. He was a lot. Dave Chappelle's the same way.
Seems that way.
You couldn't. Unpredictable. And Dave Chappelle, Richard's mother was a prostitute, his father was a pimp, and Dave Chappelle's, both his parents are educators. You know, he's a very bright boy, that Dave.
Yeah.
They both were educators, and so he's got a lot of brains.
I got to ask Jimmy something, that because you've discussed that thing about Cosby not really taking. You know, he has his act, and then he had his behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, his life in front of the scenes. Do you feel a comic is obligated to take his ideology onto the stage with him? Because I know there are some comics that their life is their act, and others have an act and then a life which is totally different than what they're portraying on stage.
No, I don't feel I think whatever makes. I don't think you should be dirty or should be clean or should be political. Whatever is organic to making you funny. But to me, if you talk a lot off stage and you're very vocal off stage, then you should speak through your work. It's almost like when a singer writes a song about love and then he wants to do nothing but talk politics off stage. It's like, why should we listen to you talk politics when you have a forum and it's your art?
But there are a lot of pop stars, let's say, that make a lot of money. They have great careers playing music they hate and want to play, music that wouldn't be as accepted and as financially viable. So they do it for other reasons. I don't think there's any less respect for that, for a comic going up and doing, here's my act, I do, it's almost as if you're doing a character, not over the top like, character, but then you get off stage and here's my life, here's the person I am.
But then they're saying, now listen to me off stage. That's the problem I have. If a guy if a guy off stage is just, hey, he is who he is and he lives his life, whatever his act is his business. But if you're actually using the fame you've gotten from your act to take this public forum and then talk about this, it's like, well, you have a forum and it's your art. Why wouldn't you speak through your art?
Oh, okay.
That's why, and I'm not saying you have to. Like, to me, Carlin, Pryor was greater than Carlin because Carlin was a brilliant social analyst, but Carlin didn't talk anything about who he was, his private life. Pryor took all of it, politically, socially, his personal life, and he talked about it on stage. He used his fucking art.
Yeah. But Carlin actually... He told you what he really felt and what he felt.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. He didn't back off.
No, not at all.
He really didn't. He caused a lot of, I mean, they wanted to murder him.
Yeah. So I'm not knocking, I love Carlin. I'm saying that's the thing to me that I loved even more about Pryor was that he took not only his social...
See, and this whole thing about, the Lenny Bruce story, we just love Lenny. It was all such crap. Those white people wanted to kill Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
I was there when they arrested him.
Because it was almost as if they portray it like the audience was, yeah, Lenny, let's go, fuck the police and everything.
No, they wanted to kill him. And
really,
he was a heroin addict too, but he was in our society, he was in their face. Mm-hmm. He was on their jock, and he didn't let them get away with anything. And they did not like it. They cuffed him. I mean, come on, from what we say, I mean, if it was back in the day, they'd have us all in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's something that changed for the better, right?
Look at that.
That's all comics, yeah.
That's something that changed for the better.
What?
The way
that they want to arrest us?
No, you could say more shit.
To tell you the truth, it's going to say more shit.
Yeah.
Were you the one who said that they wanted to arrest Pryor at a gig? It was there was like 12,000 people in the audience. They didn't. Like they it
would have been a riot or something.
Yeah. When was that? Or Richard was in the same kind of a boat as Lenny was, and they just didn't want to come on stage.
No, they didn't want to do it. They wanted to. You know, every year we do the thing for the homeless and the actors out of work. The Laugh Factor. You know how we do that.
I don't know about it.
Okay, we do that. We do the whole thing. We'll do it this Thanksgiving.
Is it
Christmas.
a hunt?
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay, go ahead. Anyway, I'm on stage performing. We get helicopters and the police come in. Jamie looks like a Mexican,
Yeah, he's
the Jew.
Yeah.
And he comes to the door. And the owner, and they threw him to the side. They threw it, shut up. And I'm there, and the police are there. It's about 8 of them. They say, come here to me. I said, I'm not coming to you, because I was on private property, Oh, okay. They come inside the place, trespassing, telling me that they've got a description of me. I said, but I'm not outside. What are you talking about? Someone has to be on the inside. And it was a cop, because, the police pretend like they're homeless. You know that. They dress up like they're homeless so they can find out all things that's going on in the streets.
No, that's just because Bloomberg doesn't pay him enough.
Who?
The cops.
Yeah, the cops.
Well, I thought Bloomberg was a cop. He's not a cop?
No.
Okay. But go ahead.
See, sorry, that was pro cop. Sorry, something you probably wouldn't agree with or know about.
But anyway, let me finish.
What
the
happened?
Story.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't come to them, and I told them to call their police chief, whoever it was, and just to admit they were there for me, because some cop didn't like what I was saying, and they only come for their own. You know that. They don't come for every little phone call, because if they did, people hate police. They would be out every day, every 5 minutes. Yeah. And so it all ended up, they did call there was a female, and I talked to them, and they admitted it. They were told that I was talking about some stuff that they didn't like.
What was the stuff?
Huh? It was just racial and about the police in L.A. You know how they are.
All right,
and that racial profiling, that insanity that they do there. You know that.
Yeah, because why,
But I'm saying,
why profile the people that are perpetrating the crimes, instead of...
You don't think racial profiling exists?
No,
it definitely does.
I think it exists, and I agree with it in part.
You agree with it?
I agree with the fact that if you're looking for a young black man that committed a robbery, let's say, you should be able to say on the news, and the suspect was a young black man, so that if somebody
Listen, let me tell you something.
Guy,
I've been in the cars with white people when I'm riding shotgun. They've pulled us over and asked me for my license. And that's racial profiling. And ask the white people, are you okay? I've been in the car with white friends.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I've been in the car.
Holy shit, okay, that's pretty funny.
No, it's pretty funny. It's reality. And you think it's funny?
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be a joke,
And you think it's funny? Because you like it. You agree with it.
I thought that was part of your act.
No, because you agree with it.
You're laughing at something.
I've been in a 2-seater Mercedes with a rich white friend that's drunk, and I'm glad the police are pulling us over. And they take me to jail.
Ah, shit.
And you're laughing. He's trying to make...
I understand this part.
Trying to show you
I'm just
how
saying,
it sucks
there is
to be black in America.
And then asking me, wait, be quiet.
Okay,
because you have
right.
because you have you don't have a concept. Asking me, where are you going? Is that on your driver's test? Where am I going? Mm-hmm. I didn't know I had to have a South African pass to be in this area.
Usually when they ask...
Do you live in the area? Do you?
Right. Usually when they ask where you're going, it's to see if you have somewhere where you are going.
You know what my answer is?
You up.
You know what my answer is?
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
I'm driving.